Okay. The question I got from my student today goes like this. The question is, Guruji, you have taught us to meditate on the nature of the grahas. Somehow, when I meditate on Mercury or Buddha Graha, I feel there is something missing. This process feels like I am going away from spirituality. Why is this happening? And more importantly, should this be happening? This is the question. So let us try to answer this question from multiple ways, multiple angles. Because Jyotisha as a study must be holistic. Buddha, look at the word. I want you to do this for every graha. When you think about a graha name, typically close your eyes and visualize the graha. What comes into you? So when you do this for Buddha, the closest thing that can happen is buddhi. So we all know that Buddha is the cause of the buddhi in us. Now, if I look at buddhi as intelligence, fair enough. But can we go a little bit more deeply? Because we need to define, we need to make a distinction between Buddha or buddhi and the itself. So look at this graha, buddhi, bhu plus dhi. So I'm trying to do a Ketu way. What is a Ketu way? Break it down. So if I break down buddhi, I get bhu and I get dhi, and these are separate things. So do you see what is happening? Do you see what is happening in your conscience? Do you see what is happening in your chitta? The bhu and dhi are not the same by default. It must be the same, but by default, it may not be for a lot of people. Bhu means the earth, the Prithvi Tattva, whereas dhi is an encompassing of everything that is there in nature. The ability to integrate the blessings of Mother Nature, that is dhi. This dhi is Akasha Tattva. So just Buddha does not automatically guarantee the integration of dhi within you. Because if there was already an integration of dhi, then this question would never have arisen at all. So when you are meditating on Buddha, 99.99% of the time, what happens is the Prithvi Tattva is dominating our chitta. Now look at Buddha, because the discussion is about Buddha, Prithvi Tattva. Now if you look at the Kundalini chakras, the lowest of the chakra, the base of the chakra maps to the Mooladhara. Now Mooladhara has a Mangal energy, Mars energy. But Mooladhara Tattva is Prithvi, and hence Buddhi or Buddha is also coming into the picture. So you see, in the chakra, in the Mooladhara chakra, there is an interaction of Mars, Mangala, and Mercury, Buddha. Now we know that Mars is a violent planet. It's a very aggressive planet. Buddha typically is ahimsa. So you see, that is where your conflict is starting when you are meditating on this particular graha called Buddha. This is a root cause. And somewhere this is the reason why you have asked me this question. Because when you are meditating on Buddha, Mercury, that spiritual option or the spiritual path is blurred for you. When you meditate and when you focus on this word called Mercury, something happens in the mind, a flux. Something, the anchor is missing. It's a state of mental flux. Even in school, mercury, is it a liquid? Is it a solid? You take mercury and put it in a container, it takes the shape of that container. So mercury is the modern shapeshifter. But the shapeshifter is not limited to the physical body. So what is shifting in your spiritual sadhana? What is shifting? Your buddhi is shifting. There's a shape shift happening in your spiritual sadhana. And that is why you are asking this question to me, that you are having a bottleneck when it comes to Buddha. That is why Mercury is truly mercurial. But the start of spirituality must always begin with an acknowledgement that this is happening. This is very crucial. Because ideally, when I talk about intelligence, what kind of intelligence I am talking about? I am talking of street smartness. I'm talking of maybe multiplying a 10-digit number by a 40-digit number and coming out with an excellent answer. Your intelligence must be independent. It must not be influenced by anybody. That is the ideal situation. This unfortunately is not true. That is why Maharishi Parashara teaches that Mercury, the behavior of Buddha, depends on who is associating with Buddha. So the planet or planets influencing Mercury will have a large say in your intelligence. So when you are sitting for meditation, this Buddha is acting, your intelligence is acting on basis of the influence of something else. So there are many other realities that are coming in. I will definitely not call them reality, but I will say that when the natural flow of Buddha Graha, when the natural flow of Mercury as a planet comes to you, then there are multiple perceptions that are getting bombarded onto your intelligence. And it becomes very difficult for you to segregate these influences. And what is happening? Meditation is getting blurred. Buddha is interfering. You are being taken for a royal ride because of so much of impressions that are happening. You want to go more deeper, then in the planetary cabinet, the camps are well divided. There is a camp of good guys, there's a camp of bad guys. Fair enough. Shani, bad. Rahu, bad. Mangala, bad. Guru, good. Venus, good. See, you see, there is clarity. I know who is good, who is bad. But can I say this with the same confidence with Buddha? Because Buddha is good or Buddha is bad, depending on the associations. So it becomes a very gray area for us to understand Buddha. If I know a person is bad, I am aware that a person is bad. I can protect myself because I know a person is bad. But when it comes to Mercury, I don't really have that clarity. Many people spend their lives looking at Buddha as one of the best friends ever. But in the end, it does not turn out to be so. Why? Because Buddha, Mercury, rules this world. How does Buddha rule this world? He rules the world because of money. This is the power of Buddha. The one power of Buddha is for you to be a complete slave of money. Go back to the 3rd chapter of Brihatparashara Hora Shastra as I taught. Diva Ratri Bala. Some planets are strong in the day. Some planets are strong in the night. Mercury is strong 24/7. Why? Money talks 24/7. That is the power of Mercury in you. That is the influence of money. That is subtly, without your knowledge, coming into your spiritual dhyana. So typically you have two choices as far as Mercury is concerned. One, surrender to Vishnu, Mercury, Vishnu. Or what majority of the people do is surrender to Kubera. That is why Mercury is Devata. As far as spirituality is concerned, is Vishnu. Dhyana, Vishnu, but for mundane purposes. For transactional purposes, it is Kubera. And I want you to think about this Kubera very carefully, a little bit more deeply. Every deity has a Vahana, a vehicle. And Kubera also has a vehicle. The vehicle of Kubera is Manushya, which means we are the vehicle for Kubera, which means Kubera is sitting on our back and taking us on a royal ride. And it is this ride we enjoy because it is this ride that gives us material benefits. Very, very important. That is why we are all slaves to Kubera. Now, of course, I can go on and on, but look at it this way. Next time, when you want to meditate on Buddha, remember, Buddha is all about the ability to increase anything exponentially. Wherever Buddha is placed, that place tries to grow. That is why when you have Mercury in the 7th house, you are a darling to many people. You're a very social person. Wherever you go, there are a lot of people hanging around. So it is an exponential increase, but more on a material plane. So by default, that spirituality doesn't really automatically get triggered because of Mercury. Why? Again, as I said, Mercury is a financial planet. So now you see, your question is very valid. So I hope now you see more clearly why meditating on Buddha Graha is always a challenge. And it is a challenge, which means that if you, since you have asked this question, you are facing it, which means you are on the right path because you have asked that question and now there is an answer on which you can meditate. The tradition says that if you want this Mercury to be guiding you spiritually, then you must pray to a very specific form of a deity, which we call Rudradevaru, which is called Vitteshwara. And there is a very specific mantra for this purpose with Bija mantras, where Vitteshwara is the remedy. You pray to Vitteshwara so that Buddha Graha, with the blessings of Vishnu, always keeps you in the track of spirituality. I hope this answers your question. Meditate more on these lines and you will get more answers. Om Gurave Namaha.